Hello everyone and welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name's Amanda and in today's video we are going to be looking at two different ways to create chrome hearts, as I thought it was time to get in the mood for some Valentine's nail art. So I really hope you all enjoy watching. Now starting off, I'm going to use Nude Delight for my base. I really love this nude. It's such a really nice kind of like a peachy brown tone, so I think it works really well with a lot of the colours that I had planned for this set because we're going to be using the pink and gold chrome. Now I'm going to start off by applying my thin first coat of this colour. Of course, if you was working on yourself or a client, so you were working on the natural nails, you would need to do all of your prep and apply a base coat first of all. As always, I will leave the prep video linked in the description box below. So this is what one coat looks like. It's a really nice sheer natural shade in only one coat. It does get a lot more opaque when you come in and apply that second coat, but again it still keeps that natural softness to the shade, which I really love. So I've cured my first coat for 30 seconds and then we're going to come over and apply that second coat of colour, and this is where you can see that opacity coming through, but it is more on that natural looking side. Now you want to keep each of your coats nice and thin, so you don't want to apply your layers too thickly, but you do want to make sure that you're getting them nice and even and nice and smooth. There's no lumps or bumps in your application or no little speckles of dust, because this really does affect your chrome application. So it's something to bear in mind if you know you're coming over the top with chrome. Now on the first nail, I'm going to come and do the chrome hearts in an isolated chrome way. So when you're doing any kind of isolated chrome design where your chrome is only going to be on one area of the nail, you want to make sure that you've got a matte surface that you're working on top of. So I have come in and applied a layer of the matte top coat, but I do sometimes find that you will still get chrome sticking to some areas of the nail. So over the top of that cured matte top coat, I'm just going to gently buff the surface using the 180 grit side of the Kiki London buffer. This just really helps eliminate your chrome sticking to where you don't want it to stick to. We're going to dust away all of the particles, and then I've picked this beautiful purple chrome and then this beautiful gold chrome. I will leave links to all of the products I've used in the description box below, along with their names and things like that. So if there's anything you are looking for, it should be linked or tagged below or tagged in the video. And then we are also going to be using the no wipe top coat because your chrome needs something to stick to, and our stripe liner brush as part of painting on our hearts. So to start off with, I've got my Kiki London palette and I've popped down a little bit of that no wipe top coat, and then I'm taking a large dotting tool and I'm going to use both the large and the medium end of this for our hearts, but I'm starting off with the large end and I'm simply going to dot down 2 dots. You want to keep them close together, but it is easier to have a little gap between the two of them. And then as you can see, all I'm doing is taking my stripe liner brush, bringing those hearts together in the center to make a triangle shape, and then just filling in. It is the most simplest way to do a heart. Then again, we're going to repeat that process, so 2 little dots and then just bringing those hearts together using a little bit of the top coat on the stripe liner brush. Now with this particular design, I kind of wanted it to have that embossed effect, so I'm using my top coat a little bit thicker than what I normally would. So as you can see, there's a generous amount of top coat on the dotting tool when we dot down those dots, so it makes it quite raised against our surface. And then again, I'm still using a little bit of top coat on my brush and blending those dots down. So we're using that top coat that we're placing down with our dotting tool, but we are adding a little bit more on because I want it to be raised ever so slightly. You can use the rubber top coat for this if you prefer, but I do find my chrome sticks best over the classic no wipe top coat just from experimenting and playing around. So once I don't want to cover too much of the nail, but once I've done a fair few hearts on the nail, we're going to pop this into cure and then we will move on to applying our chrome. Now you can do as little or as many hearts as you like. Another cute design to do as well is to fill in any areas with little dots as well, because you can apply your chrome over those too, but I decided to just keep it simple and just stick with the hearts. So we're coming in with this last little heart up in the corner, and it can be a little bit tricky when you are painting with top coat to see how it's going, but just take your time and then pop it into cure once you are happy with it. We're going to cure that for 30 seconds and then we're going to take our chromes. So I'm going to be using both the gold and the purple. The purple is kind of like a pinky purple shade. It's super, super pretty, and I think it will work beautifully for Valentine's Day. And it really teams up nicely with the gold as well. It makes such a pretty combination. So I'm going to get both of those ready whilst my top coat is curing. And then I'm going to apply the chrome using the Kiki London Silicone Tool. So I'm just going to take a small pickup of the chrome on my silicone tool and burnish that on to a couple of the hearts. I want to do some pink and some gold, so I'm just starting off with the pink and doing all of the pink ones. And as you can see, I've just got a small amount of chrome on my silicone tool, but you do want to make sure you've got enough that you can really rub it in. And the idea is to try and avoid those other hearts that you're going to do in the gold. So I'm giving it a good rub in, and then I've cleaned off my silicone tool, and then we're going to go into the gold, and I'm just trying to pick up a small amount because you really don't need too much when you're only doing isolated chrome designs. And then again, just coming in if I need a little bit more. You'll know when you need more chrome because it doesn't start applying as nicely. And I like to just give it a little rub, kind of like in a little circular motion, going up and down, making sure I'm completely covering all of that heart. Then we're going to move those chromes out of the way, take the Kiki London dust brush and dust off the excess, and just like magic, it will clear away all of the excess chrome. You might just be left with a little bit here and there, like I was around this one particular heart. So I'm going to take a little bit of alcohol on my detail brush and just clean up any of that chrome that you don't want on the nail. You do need to be really careful that you don't remove any from the hearts, as the chrome isn't sealed in yet. So if you go over those hearts with the alcohol, it will remove the chrome. So that's why I opted to use the detail brush for this, because it's nice and small, so we can get up close and around those hearts without removing any chrome that we don't want to remove. Then we're going to come in and seal this in with the no wipe rubber top coat. So the reason I went for the rubber top coat is, of course, I wanted to keep with that embossed look that we created with our top coat, but I wanted to make sure it still felt smooth on the nail. So I'm going to apply a thin coat of the rubber top coat, then hold it upside down for 60 seconds. And that's going to give us a super smooth finish, but it still makes those hearts look raised and embossed, but they're encapsulated in, if that makes sense. On to our second chrome heart design, we're going to come over the top of our Nude Delight with the no wipe top coat. So I'm going to apply this to the entire nail, and this is similar to how you would do a full chrome nail, which I am going to show you on the remaining two nails. So we're going to paint this on, a nice thin application, making sure it's nice and smooth. But then when it comes to applying our chromes, we're not going to cover the entire nail in one colour. We're going to go in with both the pink and gold, kind of like in little patches here and there. So I'm just starting off with the pink and randomly rubbing it down onto the nail, dusting off my silicone tool a little bit, and then going in to the gold. It doesn't have to be perfectly clean, but you do want to make sure that you're not mixing up your colours. Then I'm going to apply the gold, and then any areas where I want a little bit more pink, I'm going to pop down a little bit more pink, just because I do want both of the colours to really come through. Then we're going to dust off that excess, and you'll see in a few little areas I haven't applied the chrome. It was a little bit hard to see where I was working, so I'm just going to come back in and apply a pink. I think I just applied the pink, so I'm just going to come in and apply the pink here and there just to make sure the entire nail is covered. Now, we're not actually going to see all of this chrome, so you don't necessarily need to cover the entire nail, but I find it easier to, because then when you're painting on your hearts, you know you can work on the entire surface of the nail. I actually really like this effect just as it is. I think it looks really funky and cool. Now again, we're going to use that same no wipe top coat that we've already got on our palette, but this time we're going to top coat our hearts over the top of the chrome. So I'm going to be hand painting them on exactly the same as before. So I'm popping these down over the chrome, and the idea is where you top coat is where your hearts are going to stay. So we're going to take our dotting tool and our stripe liner brush and create those hearts, and you want them randomly going over the nail. And I liked to make sure that there was going to be some of the hearts that were going to have a mix of both the pink and gold. So bear this in mind when you're painting on the hearts, that your heart is crossing over both colours, because it gives a really cool ombre effect. So exactly the same as before, we're going to do our two dots, take our stripe liner brush, bring the bottom part we're going to take our strap blender brush to bring those 2 dots into a triangular shape at the bottom and then just fill them in. But this time when I'm doing it, I'm not adding as much no wipe top coat because I don't want it to be as thick and as raised as we did on the previous nail, because I want it to look quite different. I want these hearts to look nice and flat, if that makes sense. You can of course do it with the raised look and create that more embossed look if you fancy, but I just wanted to show you guys both ways so you could mix it up and play around. And as I always say, nail art is all about experimenting and having fun. And then what the idea basically is with this way of doing the chrome hearts is when you pop these hearts into cure, like I said, the chrome is only going to stay where you've popped your top coat. So you're going to pop it into cure and then we're going to wipe off all of that excess chrome and it will reveal our beautiful hearts. And I have to say, this was my favorite way of doing these chrome hearts because I really loved how the finished result looked. So once we've finished with that no wipe top coat, we're going to pop it in to cure for 30 seconds. I'm going to take a alcohol wipe and just give it a really good rub, and immediately it's going to start effortlessly removing all of that excess chrome except for where you've top coated, and it's like magic. I really loved doing this. And can you see what I mean about where a lot of the hearts have both the pink and the gold in them, and then where it was, the way it was applied, it kind of gives off that bit of an oil slick look. I really loved how this looked. I thought it looked super pretty. Now I'm going to come in again and seal this with no wipe top coat, sorry, the no wipe rubber top coat, again just because I want a super smooth finish. Now technically you don't necessarily need to top coat again because we top coated the Nude Delight when we applied our chrome, and then we've top coated where our chrome is, so everything is already sealed in. But I like to come in again with the no wipe rubber top coat just to eliminate any chipping issues you might get, because chrome can be a little bit finicky, which is something else we're going to talk about on the next 2 nails. So on to the next 2 nails, we're going to be doing full chrome nails. So we've already got our Nude Delight that we painted on at the start of the video, so we're just going to come over the top and seal this in with our no wipe top coat. Here, as you can see, my little tip decided to just fling itself off of the stand, so we picked that back up, popped it back on, and then we're just going to come in thin coat of the no wipe top coat, same way you would apply it when you're top coating your shades in a regular gel polish mani. And then we're going to come in with that beautiful pink chrome. So a couple of comments I've had on Instagram is people who are having trouble with their chrome chipping around the tips of the nail. So it's not something I've experienced too much myself, but I don't tend to wear my own nails too long when I keep them on. So this is more probably something you're going to experience if you're working on extensions or tips like these and you're wearing them on your own nails. It can be a little bit prone to chipping around the edges. So first of all, you want to make sure that your chrome application is on point. So once you've cured your no wipe top coat, you want to really rub your chrome in. Now I like to do this using a circular motion, and then I'll go up and down over the nail just to make sure everything is covered. And I like to come around the tip of the nails, and I usually would then seal this in, and you don't always experience chipping. It's going to depend. Some clients are a little bit heavier on their nails, so I'm going to show you guys a way that you can help eliminate that. So you're going to brush off your excess. You're applying your chrome exactly the same way that I've explained in previous videos. So we've dusted off that excess, and you can see we've got our super smooth, high shiny mirror chrome effect. But then we're going to take the Kiki London buffer, and I'm using the 100 grit side, and I'm buffing around the very tip of the nail. Now what this is going to do is going to remove that chrome powder from the very tip of the nail, but you're not actually going to see that too much. I did come over with my chrome just on the center of the nail because my buffer hit it as I moved away. So basically, by removing that tiny amount of chrome from around the very tip of the nail, when you come in and top coat, your top coat is encapsulating right around the edge of the nail rather than right over the tip part of the chrome, if that makes sense. So what it's going to do is just got a little bit of a layer between the gel polish, and then you've got a little bit of area effectively where the top coat, the chrome isn't. So when you come in and top coat, it encapsulates it in a little bit better. God, it was a struggle to get the words out there. Now I'm top coating today with the 24K gold flake top coat because I wanted to tie in some gold, but the same application would apply to whatever top coat you are applying. So you want to apply it over your entire nail and then come in and make sure you are sealing in that edge where you buffed off your chrome slightly. And this should eliminate any chrome chipping issues you are having on those clients that are a little bit more heavy handed or a little bit more rougher on their nails. And as you can see, you can't tell that the chrome is missing because it's the very tip of the nail, and this part of the nail is usually the thinnest when you are doing any set of nails. So we then popped that 24K top coat in to cure, and this was the finished set. They look super cute for Valentine's Day, but do let me know in the comments below which technique of the chrome hearts was your favorite, and if you ever have any other chrome tutorials that you would like to see, pop them in the comments below. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up and hit that subscription button if you haven't already. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you all so much for watching. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.